You walk into work. Your boss asks how you're doing. You say, great. But inside, you're exhausted. Your friend shows you their new haircut. You hate it, but you say, it looks amazing. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody talks about. Being nice is slowly killing your relationships. And today, you're going to learn why brutal honesty might be the most loving thing you can do. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover changed my life completely. Welcome to English Through Truth, where we learn real English through real conversations about life. Today's topic is controversial. Many people will disagree with what I'm about to say, but I'm going to be brutally honest with you, which is exactly what this video is about. Let me start with a secret most people never realize. There's a massive difference between being nice and being kind, and most of us have been taught the wrong one. Being nice means telling people what they want to hear. Being kind means telling people what they need to hear. Nice is comfortable. Kind is truthful. Nice protects feelings temporarily. Kind protects people permanently. And here's the shocking part. When you're always nice, people start to distrust you, because deep down, they know you're hiding something.
Part 1. The hidden cost of being nice. Let me share something psychologists discovered but rarely talk about publicly. When you constantly say yes when you mean no, something strange happens in your brain. Your stress hormone, cortisol, increases. Your body literally treats fake agreeableness as a threat. Why? Because you're living a lie and your body knows it. There's a phenomenon called nice person syndrome. These are people who never express their real opinions, always agree to avoid conflict, apologize for things that aren't their fault, feel guilty for having boundaries. And here's the secret cost. These people suffer from chronic anxiety, depression, and burnout at much higher rates than average. The research is clear on this. But it gets worse. When you're always nice, you attract the wrong people. Manipulators, narcissists, and users can smell fake niceness from miles away. They know you won't set boundaries. They know you won't say no, so they take advantage. Meanwhile, authentic people, they avoid you, because authentic people want real connections, not surface-level pleasantness. There's a quote I want you to remember. If you're nice to everyone, you're truly kind to no one. Think about that deeply. Here's an example. Imagine your friend is about to make a terrible decision, like marrying someone who treats them badly. Being nice means saying, I support whatever makes you happy. Being kind means saying, I'm worried about you, I see red flags, and I care about you too much to stay silent. Which friend would you rather have, the nice one or the kind one?
Part 2. The freedom of brutal honesty. Now, let's be very clear about something important. Brutal honesty doesn't mean being cruel. It doesn't mean insulting people or saying hurtful things just to be real. Brutal honesty means speaking difficult truths with respect and compassion. Here's the secret formula. Truth plus compassion equals real kindness. Let me give you practical examples of how this works. Bad brutal honesty? Your presentation was terrible. You wasted everyone's time. Good brutal honesty? I need to be honest with you. Your presentation didn't work because the structure was confusing. Let me help you improve it for next time. See the difference? Same truth, different delivery. One destroys, one builds. Now here's something fascinating that researchers discovered. When you start being more honest, 3 things happen. First, you feel an incredible sense of freedom. Imagine never having to remember what lies you told to different people. Imagine never having to maintain a fake image. This freedom is addictive in the best way. Second, your relationships transform. The shallow ones disappear, the deep ones become deeper. You discover who your real friends are very quickly. Third, people start respecting you more. This seems counterintuitive, but it's true. When you're honest, People know where they stand with you. They trust you because you're predictable and real. Here's a secret about conflict that nobody teaches. Avoiding conflict doesn't prevent it, it postpones it. And postponed conflict always comes back bigger and uglier. Think about relationships that ended badly. Usually, it wasn't one big issue. It was hundreds of small, unspoken resentments that built up over months or years. If people had been honest earlier, many relationships could have been saved or ended peacefully. There's a practice I call the 24-hour truth test. When something bothers you, you have 24 hours to speak up or let it go forever. No bringing it up weeks later, no passive-aggressive behavior. Either address it directly or release it completely. This practice alone will revolutionize your relationships.
Part 3. How to start being real. Okay, so you're convinced. You want to be more authentic. But how do you start without destroying all your relationships? Here's the roadmap nobody talks about. Step 1. Start with low-stakes honesty. Don't begin by telling your boss their strategy is wrong. Start small. When a waiter asks if your meal is good, and it's not, say, "Actually, this is a bit too salty for me." Practice with strangers first. Build your honesty muscle gradually. Step 2. Use the I feel framework. Instead of "you never listen to me," try "I feel unheard when I'm interrupted." This is powerful because feelings can't be argued with. You're sharing your experience, not attacking them. Step 3. Ask permission for big truths. Can I share something honest with you? It might be uncomfortable, but I think it's important. This prepares people and shows respect. Most people will say yes, and they'll appreciate the warning. Step 4. Be honest about your own flaws first. Before criticizing others, show vulnerability. I struggle with this too, but I've noticed we both tend to avoid difficult conversations. This creates safety and equality in the conversation. Here's a secret technique called the compliment sandwich, but done authentically. Traditional advice says compliment, criticize, compliment. That's manipulation, and people feel it. Instead, try truth, 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 but delivered with care. I value our friendship. That's why I need to tell you this is bothering me, and I believe we can work through this because I trust you. All truth, no manipulation. Now, let me address the biggest fear people have. What if people reject me for being honest? Here's the uncomfortable answer. Some will, and that's okay. Actually, that's necessary. The people who reject you for being authentic weren't really connected to you anyway. They were connected to your mask. When the mask comes off, they leave. Let them. The people who stay, those are your real tribe, and you'll feel closer to them than you ever imagined possible.
Part 4. The dark side and balance. Now I need to share something important that most authenticity gurus won't tell you. Being brutally honest can be dangerous if you do it wrong. I've seen people use honesty as an excuse to be cruel. They say terrible things and then claim, "I'm just being real." That's not honesty. That's abuse hiding behind authenticity. Here are the red lines you should never cross. Don't be honest about things people can't change. Telling someone your nose is big isn't helpful honesty. It's just mean. They can't change their nose. What's the point? Don't use honesty to win arguments. If you're being honest just to prove you're right or make someone feel bad, stop. That's ego, not authenticity. Don't be honest when it serves no purpose. Not every thought needs to be shared. Before speaking, ask, is this true? Is this necessary? Is this kind? If you can't answer yes to all three, stay quiet. Here's something else important. Cultural context matters. In some cultures, direct honesty is valued. In others, indirect communication is respectful. Being authentic doesn't mean ignoring cultural sensitivity. And timing matters. There's a huge difference between giving someone honest feedback in private versus embarrassing them in public. Real kindness considers the setting. The balance is this: be honest about behaviors and situations. Be compassionate about the person's worth and feelings. You can say, that joke wasn't funny and made me uncomfortable, without saying you're a terrible person. Here's a final secret about authenticity. It's not all or nothing. You don't have to share everything with everyone. You can be selectively authentic. Your boss doesn't need to know your spiritual beliefs. Your casual acquaintance doesn't need your full life story. Boundaries and privacy are also forms of self-respect. The goal isn't to be an open book. The goal is to stop being a fake book.
Conclusion. So let me bring this all together. The world teaches us to be pleasant, agreeable, and nice. But those things won't bring you real love, real friendship, or real respect. What will? Being courageously honest, speaking your truth with compassion, setting boundaries with clarity, and having the strength to let people see the real you. Yes, some people will leave, but the ones who stay will know you truly. And that feeling of being fully known and still loved, that's what we're all searching for. I want to challenge you with something specific. In the next 24 hours, practice micro-authenticity, one small moment of honesty. When someone asks, "How are you?" and you're not fine, say, "Actually, I'm struggling today." When your friend suggests a restaurant you hate, say, "Can we try somewhere else? That place isn't my favorite." When you disagree with someone, say, "I see it differently," instead of nodding along. These tiny acts of truth are practice for bigger authenticity later. Remember, being nice keeps you comfortable. Being real sets you free. And freedom is always worth the risk. Thank you for learning with me today. This is English Through Truth, where we grow through honesty. If this video challenged you or changed your perspective, let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Until next time, be brave, be true, be real.